Namaste, I am Dr. Rachna from Progressive Yoga based out of Hyderabad. I am here today to show you some movements on the chair, which is also called as chair yoga. This could be done by the first timers, beginners, senior citizens or anyone who has recently suffered any injury. We'll first start with head and neck movement, which is up and down. So this is going to help you to stretch your neck muscles and take out all the tensions from the neck. So we'll do it 2 to 3 times. You can go for 5, 7 or 10 times. After up and down, you slowly look straight. We shall go for sideways. So this way you're stretching the side of the neck. For most of us sitting longer hours or working at the desk for longer hours, the neck muscles are the first ones that becomes stiff. After side movements, next go for the shoulder rotation. So you'll nicely take your shoulders behind, get your shoulder blades closer, drop your shoulders down. This will help you not only to take away the tension from your upper back, but it will also help you to strengthen your upper back. And we'll go for opposite direction. Nicely shrug your shoulders, get it forward, drop it down. Make sure the circles are big enough so that all the muscles around the upper back, shoulders and the neck is involved. Next we will go for the arm stretch. So we'll slightly come forward. Keep your legs completely flat on the floor. Now inhaling, you lift your hands up. When you do this, you're pulling your body up. That gives a nice stretch to the spine. Exhaling and drop it down and you look straight. We'll do this one more time. Inhaling up, pull your body up. Exhaling and drop it down. We'll do another variation in this. You can do this 3, 5 or 7 times. Inhaling up and exhaling, you slowly start dropping your upper body down, resting your chest on the thighs and hands down. You either drop your head down or you can look straight down on the floor. This will give you entire spine stretch from the back of the neck till the tailbone. We'll slowly come back to the neutral in the center. Next we will practice Marjariyasana stretch. So you slowly come till the edge of the chair. You place your palms or the hands on the knees. You inhale and nicely arch back. Chin up, shoulders behind, tailbone out. This is a contraction of your back and stretching of the abdomen and the front part of the chest. Now exhaling, you tuck your tailbone inside, chin to the chest. Now this is a stretch for the entire back and the contraction of the front part of the body. We'll repeat this, inhaling, arch back, look up. This is very, very good for improving your spine mobility. And it is also good to strengthen your entire back, that is your upper back, middle back and lower back. We'll do it one more time. Inhaling, arch back, tailbone out, shoulders behind, look up. Exhaling and hunch your back, tuck your tailbone inside, chin to the chest. Now slowly come in the neutral position and sitting. Next we will do is Ardha Pavan Muktasana. So you'll bend your right leg. You go a little more behind on the chair so that you can rest your leg and you hug your leg tight. If you're not able to hold the elbows, you can always interlock the fingers and hold it here. Those who cannot hold it in front of the shin bone can hold it behind the thigh. Now this is good to give you a nice stretch on the right lower back. Also it helps you to improve the hip joint mobility. We'll change, we'll go to the other side. Bend your left leg, hug it tight. Either this way or this way. Now slowly release, drop it down. Next we will practice the hamstring stretch. So you can sit with one foot completely flat on the floor, other leg straight. You can go this in two variations. One is just sliding your hand down till the ankle. So you'll get a very nice pull behind your thigh as well as your lower back. And then slowly start coming back. The same thing you can do in another variation. Extend your arms in front, slowly lean forward and go down. Now those who have back pain issues can take this easy and do not overdo it. And you can also keep your knee slightly bent. Only if you have back issues. Otherwise, try to keep it straight. That's when you'll get a nice hamstring stretch. We'll slowly come back. We'll go to the other side. So I'm going to show you both the variations. One is sliding the hand down. And the other one is extending the arms in front, leaning forward and reaching the ankle. You can hold this posture for 3 counts or 5 or 7. Now next we will do is Kapotasana in sitting, wherein you place your right ankle on the left knee. Now this is very good for your glute stretch as well as increasing the hip mobility. So for this side, this is the right side, you'll feel a nice pull on the right thigh. So you place your hand on the knee and the ankle and start leaning forward as much as you can. Now those who are flexible enough and can stretch the arms and reach the floor can do that. You'll feel the pull behind your right glutes, which is completely normal. Keep breathing. And now slowly come back. We'll place the left ankle on the right knee. Now this time you will feel the stretch behind the left glute. Start leaning forward. Get your chest on the thigh. And if you can go further down, go down and hold there. Make sure you're not holding the breath anytime in the practice. Keep breathing. Now slowly come back. Come back to the center. And next we will do is the spinal twist. You place your left foot in the center of the floor, right leg crossed over the left. You hold it with the opposite hand so that you lock your knee. And now you take your right hand back and twist. Now this is very good, as because it is twisting your spine and it gets your entire spine muscle in one alignment and gives a very nice stretch in the upper, middle and lower back. We'll do the same thing from the opposite side. Cross your left leg, hold it with the opposite hand so that it shouldn't come on the side, and then take your left hand behind, twist and try to open up your chest behind. See, you're not slouching or leaning back. Slowly come back to the center. The next we will do is something for people with knee injuries or knee problems like osteoarthritis. You'll do is interlock the fingers behind the thigh and you'll slowly stretch it out. This is very good for your quadriceps strengthening. So you'll inhaling, stretch it out, exhaling and bend. Make sure you're not hunching or slouching or raising your shoulders too high. Inhaling, stretch, exhaling down. From the other side, interlock the fingers behind the left thigh, inhaling, stretch it out, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, and inhaling up, exhaling down. Now slowly drop it down. Slowly take your hips slightly back. You slowly lean back and place your palms on the thighs. This is an alternative for Shavasana. You relax here. Take nice and slow breaths. Next we are practicing, which is called as Trataka or eye exercise. It is very good for the eyes, to exercise the muscles around the eyes. It also improves your vision and concentration. So there are many exercises in Trataka, but I'm going to show you only one, so which is the eye movement right and left. So we'll only do the right part. So all you have to do is keep your thumb pointing up and keep your hand at the shoulder level. While you're doing this, the chin should be parallel to the floor and you'll be looking exactly at the thumb. Now you have to slowly take your thumb to the right and you keep looking at the right. So make sure the eyes do not go off the thumb. And only get the thumb till the level where you can see. Do not go beyond that because then it's of no use. You slowly get it back to the center. And in case if you're not quite sure that your head is moving or not, you can keep your opposite hand to support your chin and not to let the chin go on the right side. You can do this 5, 7 or 10 times as per your convenience. I would say you can start with only 5 rounds in the beginning and then slowly increase the number to 10. Now slowly coming back to the center, close your eyes, you drop your hand and keep your eyes closed for some time. Before you open your eyes, you rub your palms nicely and make sure you place your palms on the eyes, not your fingers. Gently massage your eyes, massage your cheeks, your neck, and then slowly release and open your eyes with few blinks. After you're done with these postures, we can also practice one pranayama called Bhramari pranayama. People who have tinnitus or vertigo, please do not do it. And others who have the slightest doubt to start, please consult your physician before starting any kind of yoga practice. So Bhramari is supposed to be done closing your ears with the thumb and other 4 fingers on the eyes. Now when you do this, make sure your back is straight, your shoulders are behind and the elbows are pointing sideways. So before I start, I will tell you, you can do this in multiple of 3. That is 3, 6, 9 or 12 times. I'm only going to show you 1 time. And after you are done with this, do not immediately open your eyes. You need to open your eyes with few blinks. So you slowly close your eyes with the 4 fingers, close your ears with the thumb. You take a deep breath, inhale. Do not open your eyes, keep your eyes closed, both hands in chin mudra, shoulders behind. You slowly do the palming, you rub your palms and place it over your eyes. Gently massage your eyes, massage your cheeks, massage your neck. Release your hands and open your eyes with few blinks. So all the practices that you have seen just now can be done by anyone of any age group, especially if anybody has a recent history of accident or surgeries. And please do not do it before and after heavy food. And I would recommend, if you are not satisfied with this 10 minutes or 15 minutes of practice, you can do it in 2 intervals in the morning and evening. And this is just a very brief description of chair yoga. There are more stretches and more postures to be performed and practiced. You can always consult your yoga teacher for further details. Thank you.